Okay, so Veena, right now, actually, I am trying to do a drama. In the sense that I am trying to repeat some of the dialogues which I happen to have with you. When you mentioned about the seeming meaninglessness and senselessness of life. So then I quoted great poetic lines of William Shakespeare that life is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. It has been the truth and it will be the truth. So that to signify something, that I would say is the error of intelligence of human beings. That everything should signify something. That's an error of intelligence. But if your intellect engines are perfect or in optimum working speeds, then you will not be a victim of such a perception, which is currently global. Because this high openness of media, the entire mystery of universe being sort of clarified, the planet Earth being shown all its variations. Now nothing is a mystery. So I would say at least 90% of the people of the world are facing much more frequently the perception of meaninglessness about life. But you can just use another word, that life is a drama. Entire universe is a drama. If we ask the question of meaningfulness about life, then you can convert that question to your observation, about your reflection about the ways of the universe, now being made well known by physics and various other subjects, right? Why all these things then? What is the meaning of the existence, this clear process of managing infinite of things, inert things? Okay? So, fully realizing that this is a drama, you have to play beautiful. That is the available wonder for the human beings. Without none of these sense, the birds in the skies and the cats in the grounds and the fishes in the waters are beautifully, apparently peacefully, apparently okay. Alright? So human beings are not given that kind of a programmed intelligence. So our intelligence is freewheeling in gathering information and the logic of peripheral things. According to that logic of peripheral things, everything has a meaning. Something is done for something. Even when karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana is worshipped, everything is done for something. So, if there is nothing, nobody would do anything. Thereby that work of that intellect is stopped and the logic of intelligence of the reason for everything is being maintained. In that only life appears meaningless and senseless. It is a marvelously beautiful drama. As there is a Zen situation, Islamic Zen situation. Someone is being chased by a violent tiger and he runs for his life and reaches a precipice. And then he has only way to jump. And there is a what you call cherry tree, and so above the violent tiger waiting to kill it, and for escaping he is hanging on the root. Then he see that a wild rat is cutting down the root, holding on to which he is hanging. So two threats, two highly anxiety-provoking, fear-provoking kind of threats. Then he see a beautiful cherry blossom and he very gently and reverently, that's very important because it's a Zen situation. Very gently, reverently, he reaches for that cherry blossom, plucks it and eats it. That is the wonder of life. So, in the several continuities of threats and tensions provided by